Good evening, good evening, good evening. Um, welcome to this first time going live on this channel. Hope you're well, and yeah, thank you for coming along. I can't really see because the computer's there, as you can see. I can't really sort of see what's going on with anything, so I'll keep looking over here now and then. Everything seems to be all groovy. So I wanted to go live today for two reasons. Firstly, it's because I've not done it on this channel before, and have been so used to going live on Facebook a couple of years ago on daily Facebook lives that it's a nice feeling to actually go live because there's no redo, there's no edit. If you make a mess, that's it. So there's no bleeping, there's no funny cutaways, there's no zoom ins, zoom outs, nothing. It is what it is, as you see it. No filters, no color grading, as it is. Which now seems like a bad idea because now I'm so used to editing and color grading and doing all the kind of groovy YouTubey stuff. It does seem very odd to do it live. And also, I'm looking at a tiny camera on a tripod, so it's all very odd. But I'm glad to be here doing it. And the second reason for going live and doing this is because this week I think has slowly been killing me. I work various times at the job I do, and this week I'm doing a 6 a.m. start, which means I finish at 1:30 in lunchtime effectively, which is all good. But I'm sort of effectively getting up at 5 a.m. But I've been recording and editing and going to bed about 12:30 a.m. almost 1. So I'm having about 4 hours sleep a night. Today's Thursday, and yes, I am struggling with tiredness and really struggling. And so I thought, well, how could I still actually generate the video and get something out and get my point across what I want to talk about today quicker? And here we are, live. No editing, much easier. So there's a degree of, I suppose, laziness in there. But it's actually because I'm so tired, and you might be able to see it in my eyes. Another reason I've got glasses on because it kind of covers up my the bags on my eyes. So I'm just checking how everything's working. It all seems to be working still. So we're all good. So today's topic is about determination, and it kind of ties in with the whole point of me doing this live video, and kind of that striving to go ahead and keep going when things are seeming really difficult. And this week for me, case in point. Now, nothing to do with really, I suppose, mental health, but it kind of does, so I'll touch on that in a moment. But it's to do with really the fact that you can get into a certain place or time in your life or in our lives when it's either a short term, either like a week, like for me this week of extreme tiredness, or just a period of time where it just seems that everything is getting on top of you. Everything is really just grinding you down and just getting too much. And I said that could be like my situation this week, just dog tired. And let's not be around the bush. This is entirely my fault. It's because I'm editing and recording and spending the time staying up and doing it. So it's not that I'm suffering or anything like that. It's totally down to me. But the end result is still that I'm very tired. And those situations where things just seem to be kind of building up and getting on top of you. And the point of this is that how do you dig deep and get those resources and get the determination and the motivation to keep going? And I guess it's almost like this is super meta in the fact that the very fact that what I'm doing is the sort of the answer. Excuse me, can't cut that out. It's the answer to the question, really, because it's being resourceful, I think, is the key. Now, that doesn't normally fit in with the situation where things are kind of getting on top of you and it's all getting too much, whether that's physically or mentally, whatever that be. You don't naturally think, oh, how can I be more resourceful? But actually, it's a bit of a hack, a trick, a way to do it. So I'm just keep making sure everything's working. That really if you try and get that idea of being resourceful and almost have that as a tool in your back pocket, that when this situation arises, and it happens to all of us from time to time, sometimes more than others, but how can I continue? How can I carry on and doing what I'm doing, or changing what I'm changing, or whatever the situation is, but I'm being dogged down by tiredness or mental exhaustion or just stress, or whatever the thing is that's kind of on your back, real beating you down. How can you carry on in that situation without just crumbling and kind of giving into it? Because the longer that sort of situation goes on, the longer that pressure's on you, whether it's physical or mental, the easier it becomes to just give into it. And in the case of something like mental exhaustion, or whether it's sort of a spout of a bout of like heavy depression or something like that, it's a lot easier to accept it and go, okay, that's something I deal with, and then almost retreat into that cocoon and just stay in bed all day and not get out and just not speak to people and just go with that. And whilst I'm not saying 100% fight it, and it's a very, very personal thing, and it's entirely subjective of how each of us deal with that. But the point I'm making is look at the situation, and you've been dogged, or like I've had this, we've been dogged with depression or just that stress, or in this case this week, tiredness, and I could just go with it and go, right, I'm so tired, I'm so frustrated at being so tired, I'm still wanting to get videos out and produce the content, and because I love doing it, but it's almost killing me this week. The problem is, the easy thing is to just go, okay, look, I'll not do it every day, because I'm nearly every day, and I'll just go to bed and sleep. But there's that frustration deep inside me, and that drive that's going, look, but no, that's not what you're committed to do. You're supposed to be doing this. And this could be if you're super stressed at work and you're committed to going to the gym, but you just don't have that drive, but you want to go to the gym, and you're going to feel very frustrated if you don't go, and yet there's this huge pressure on you and tiredness or stress or whatever it is to stop you from going. So bringing this all back, because I like to use 4,000 words when I could use 4. It's what can we do in those situations? How can we help that? And that is that idea of being resourceful. So as a literal example, super meta, as I said, is that what I've done is I'm still creating the video. I'm still doing it, but in a different way. I'm doing it live, which in itself has its own challenges. I've got no notes at all. There's no script, there's no notes. I know the points I want to talk about, but there's also the fact that I can't edit it. I can't do color grading. It is as it is. I've got the video lights on, and that's it. There's no redo. There's no fluffing about. If I make a mess, I make a mess. So there's all of that. But at the end of the day, I get to create the video and talk about the content that I want to, and then it's done. Once I once I press stop and that's it, it's done. Okay, I'm going to put a thumbnail on it and change some keywords and things like that, but it's done. There's no editing, there's nothing, there's no post-production. It's done, finished. And so that allows me to then be finished at, it's now sort of 7:10. I'll be finished however long this takes by probably 7:30, worst case 8 p.m, done, and I can then relax, have some dinner, and go to bed early and get a good night's sleep. And so that being resourceful, finding a different way to do the thing that you want to do, is hugely powerful, because often there isn't only one way to do things. And so when you are in that situation, and it's where you've got that pressure, you've got that tiredness or mental exhaustion or whatever it is that's really tempting you to not do the thing that you want to do, and or pressuring you, and it's easy to buckle under that, but you'll be frustrated and be very annoyed with yourself if you don't do the thing. Just have that resourceful idea. Okay, what else could I do to still achieve the end result, but in a different way. And said if that's, say, going to the gym, that might not work, but you think, okay, well, I'll get off the train or the bus 2 or 3 stops before and walk. Yes, it's not a gym workout, obviously, but you're still getting a good walk in. So you're still doing some exercise, you're still doing something. And yeah, that kind of idea where just think slightly outside the box and be resourceful, basically. And this also was sort of inspired by a video I saw by Amy Landino, which I'll put a link in the description, about one of the sort of the biggest skills or tools you can have as we go forward in sort of the near and future is resourcefulness, really, and how to solve problems and how to, again, think outside the box, how to get around things when the immediate situation perhaps is stopping you from doing that thing. So I think it's a very powerful idea, and it nicely fits into this week where I was thinking, oh God, how am I going to do this? And it was difficult, and I would have ended up starting recording probably now, to be fair, half an hour to record it, and then 4 hours of editing. It'd be past midnight again, and I'd be super tired, and then tomorrow morning would just be painful. And yes, okay, it's Friday, it's the end of the week, but I'm sort of thinking, well, if I do this, I'll feel a lot better tomorrow, and then better for the weekend. I won't be kind of in recovery mode the whole weekend, and we'll see the kids, and etc. I'm supposed to be going out tomorrow night and all that good stuff. So that's really the point of this, is when you are challenged, think about how you can achieve what you want to achieve, but in a slightly different way. And that's determination that you've got within yourself to want to do the thing in the first place, and the determination within you that will make you feel bad for not doing it, or make you feel frustrated for not doing it. That determination, use that to then motivate you into doing the same thing but in a slightly different way, or approaching it in a different way. And that can then get the thing done. So you've got the result, you've got the achievement, you've done it, you can feel good about yourself, and that in itself can then either alleviate time. So like in my case, I'm going to get more time for sleeping. But if it's, say, from a mental exhaustion or mental health issue, the very fact that you've achieved that thing will make you feel better about yourself, which will then alleviate that mental exhaustion and, again, sort of give you sort of those positive vibes from that respect. So yeah, it kind of has a knock-on effect and all good stuff like that. And I would normally I would normally insert here the Mr. Horse going, I like it, but I can't because it's live. Anyway, that's what I wanted to get across. I appreciate you for watching, tuning in, watching after, all the good groovy stuff. If you haven't subscribed, I would really appreciate you too. Hit the subscribe and hit the bell notification so you know when I'm going to release a video or going live. I might do more of these if I can kind of get things. It took a while to get all the technology sorted. And yeah, leave a comment and all that groovy stuff, and I've got no real sort of ending really. So again, thanks so much for coming along, watching, sticking with me, and I'll see you guys, I plan to, tomorrow. Bye bye.